Let's see here. Oh, we're going live. We went before. We had, let's do a quick countdown timer. Hello, and welcome to another episode of TacoBytes, your daily bite of Degen, episode number 400. Wow, 400. And we are coming to you live from Uber, and we are with
Kevin Connery from Blow GP.
Blow GP. And so what is Blow GP?
So we're actually an early stage to mid stage growth advisory firm that helps skyrocket Web3 companies across the entire spectrum, no matter what the project is. We do our absolute best to make sure you have everything set up to properly scale sustainably in Web3.
Nice. So we are out here in New York for Masari Mainnet Day 3. It was an amazing day. We got to hear some great talks, finishing up with Brian Armstrong, Senator Kristen Gillibrand, really sort of touting where the economics of Web3 infrastructure really support the future of United States growth. Bringing technology back and it being forced offshores can be a detriment both on a security level and just on an economic level. We had great conversations with SolveCoin, Quai Network, Tron. Tron is hosting a Princeton hackathon tomorrow for $100,000. We're going to be there, coming to you live with some of the interviews for that hackathon. And just a lot of great side events. We did a Crypto Cigar meetup tonight. Now we're going to a Web3 Familia meetup. And I think we're dropping me off and you're going home. But what else have you seen sort of from the events so far tonight or this week from the side events?
We see a lot of builders that are coming in that are trying to like hone in on what they're trying to do in the space. Everyone's now in this bear market trying to really build out a lot of really excellent projects and understanding what it really takes. And I think that during the bull market, people were a little bit more frivolous and a little bit like maybe let's call it careless with their projects and the timelines of fundraising versus actual like growth. And so I think that a lot of the founders I'm talking to now are kind of trying to hone in on the right fundamentals to create more sustainable long-term growth projects that are not just consistently raising funds, but actually creating solid businesses.
Nice. Yeah, no, it's sort of like you said, but the biggest thing I think that mainnet has brought is a lot of different connections. And that's just the shorter version of exactly what you just said. From people all around the world. And yes, we are coming off of Token 2049, Korea Blockchain Week, Decentral Tokyo, permissionless, and we're heading into ETH Global right now, and then we're going to be heading over to SmartCon in Barcelona.
That's true.
And so we see a lot of growth all over the place, and so not necessarily conference fatigue, but it's like projects have to pick and choose for the best connections and where they can create the most value. And so tonight's quick bite, what out of Masari, what was one thing that you connected with?
I think the best thing that I saw so far was, again, like the amount of guys that are just like going back to the drawing board and understanding really like what needs to happen for this next phase and the next bull run. I see a lot of VC firms that are starting to redeploy capital. I think there's a lot of people that are really interested in projects and actually like putting money into stuff that's good. But the key word here, I think, is the opportunity word is good. And so I think that everyone's picky and choosy, but that's a good thing because it's going to create a stronger community, I think, for the next bull run.
Yeah. And on top of that, the big thing that I saw is that a lot of projects that are building, they're now publishing out, coming out of stealth, developing the projects that people want to use.
Yeah, exactly.
And so not just making dev tools, but making the applications that make, that people want to use. that let them interact with Web3, whether they know they're interacting with Web3 or not. A lot on the GameFi platforms, a lot on the social media based apps. And so there's just and then the analytics of data ownership. So
a lot of Web 2 style fundamentals that are coming into Web 3 now about and the acceptance that kind of like bull market ego is gone across the board, and people are accepting now that like their help has to be had. Their fundamentals and the way in which they are operating has to change, and definitely more openness, I would say, into creating again like more sustainable businesses, because like I think this bear market had been really, really detrimental for a lot of projects, and they either need to survive or they're going to go out.
yeah, and that is it in a nutshell. So like I said, tonight's episode is a quick bite, and so we're going to end with two things: words of wisdom and the best worst knock knock joke on the face of the planet. Final thoughts, final words of wisdom. 10 seconds.
Just do things that matter. Just focus on the common derivative of what your project or what founders really want to do, and figure out really how you can move the needle on that, because there's too much crap and there's too much hype and there's too much everything. Do your best as a founder or as a VC to get back to the fundamentals, get back to the baseline of what really matters within Web3, and think about how you can exponentiate that with more solid, active community, no more hype, no more crap, real solid projects that can really do something to exponentiate this next level of Web3.
Nice. Yeah. As always, we end with our words of wisdom, which is a closed mouth cannot be fed, and you cannot feed a closed mouth. Meaning, if no one knows you're looking for opportunity, opportunity cannot come a knocking. And if opportunity does come a knocking and no one answers, it's going to keep on walking. With that, we want to do a huge shout out to Liam, all our loves, and then we get to do the best worst knock knock joke on the face of the planet. You ready for this?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay, so we do this every episode. 400 episodes of this knock knock joke.
Okay.
All right, let's just make sure we're ready for this because it's the best one ever. Knock knock.
Who is there?